Okay, so after we set the error message equal to false and have the whole error message figured out here, the final thing we have to do is implement it in the main document. So we're already asking the user to deposit money, but now we have to start asking them to withdraw money. So I'm going to make a comment down here to make it easier to separate. Just visually separate for us. And now in here, we're going to have to do our first deposit statement. And so it's going to be very similar to how, our first withdrawal statement. It's going to be very similar to the deposit statement here. So we can start that almost the same way by prompting the user that they can withdraw money. And then down here, instead of deposit amount, I'm going to make up a new one called withdraw amount. And remember, before we start using that, up here, right where we make the double deposit amount, I'm going to go down and make the double withdraw amount. And then down here, I can start using that. So withdraw amount equals input dot next double. So again, we're setting withdrawal amount equal to whatever the user types in, and then we're going to do we can inform them that we're subtracting the money from their account. So system.out.printf. I'm just going to copy this here. And instead of adding, it's subtracting. And it's account 1 here. And instead of deposit amount, it's going to be withdraw amount. Okay. So we have that. And now we have to run, almost like how we ran the credit one here, we got to make sure we run the withdraw one, which is debit and withdraw amount. So now this will try to debit the account, and by running this, we will run this little part that we just made up, and if it is not over withdrawn, it will change the balance for us. But if it is, it'll set the error message. Oh, I spelled message wrong. It'll set the error message equal to true or false. So after that's done, we need a way to display the error message, and so we can do that using an if statement. First we have to go in here and we have to make a new method to display the error message. So we'll go in here and actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it a different way. Instead of making a new method in here, we're just going to do the whole thing in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that if the error message is true, then we're going to display the message, and if it's false, we will not display the message. So the way we're going to do that is we have an if statement down here that says account1 dot error message, and I'm sorry, we got to make a method in here first. Sorry, I got confused with my notes real quick. So in here we have the error message, and it's a private boolean to this class, but we need a way to return it just like we are returning balance. So I'm going to make a public, instead of double, remember this is a boolean value, so boolean error message. And almost the same as how we return the balance, we're just going to return error message. It's as simple as that. So now we're good with that document. And so now over here, if account1.errorMessage is equal. And remember, when you set stuff equal to stuff in if statements, you have to have the double equal signs, just like how we, well, here we don't need it because it's only a greater than sign. But whenever you have if statements and you're setting stuff, if you're trying to check if they're equal, don't ever put a single equal sign because it will try to set that value equal to the other one. You have to have two equal signs. And so account 1, if it's true, then that's when we're going to display the message. And because we're not displaying a message if it's not true, if it's not over withdrawn, then we don't have to put an else statement in here. So we're just doing an if statement. And so if it's true, we're going to do a system out.print print line. And then I'm going to go back to the question and copy it, what it wants us to say. So just paste that in there. And so this will display our error message if the account is over withdrawn. And so now we have account 1 done. Now we need to do account 2. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. And it's as simple as just changing all the 1s to 2s for the account. And I spelled print line wrong, so make sure to fix that. And I think we should be good now, so if we compile it, there's no errors here. And we'll compile here, and there's no errors. So now if we run the program, it'll have us deposit money. So I'll deposit 20. And then account 2, I'll deposit 30. And so now we have 70 and 30. Let's see if the withdrawal works without over withdrawing. So let's see if the debit works. So I have 70 in account 1. Let's try 40. It should move down to 30. Oh, one thing I didn't do is right here, these display the new balances. And so I'm going to copy that. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste those right below the withdrawal statement. So, you know, this is all for account 1, the chunk. And we can add more comments in there to make it easier to read, but I'm not going to do that right now for time's sake. And I'm going to paste that in there. So let me recompile it and rerun it. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to add $30 into account 1 and 20 into account 2. And so now I have 80 and 20. So if I withdraw 60, it should move down to $20, which it did. And so now account 2 has $20, and if I over withdraw, if I try to take out $30, it should give me an error, which says debit amount exceeded account balance. So it's doing what it should, and this should be your final program. If you have any comments, just put it on the Facebook page, or you could talk to me in class or whatnot. Thank you.